Oh, right. That's way better. Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Bah.
Get the game down 10.
And look, and scene.
Right? All right, now let's do this shit. All right. So, welcome back, humans. I'm back once again, and I got my boy Angelo in the Mentivent studio joining me for another Mentivent episode, and we are ready for some venting. Let me tell you that. It's
Yeah, we
Wednesday.
got some shit to talk about.
It's hump day. We ready got to vent on. So, since we're, the election going on, that shit's going around, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm like, okay, I thought it was going to be over. Like, I thought the voting day be done.
Right.
It's all over.
Go to sleep Tuesday night, wake up Wednesday morning, but, new president, this who it is, dang.
Which makes me think they're getting money off all these ratings, so they're just stretching it out. They're like, they're selling sodas commercials and shit. They're going to stretch it out another day. Stretch, and now we're hearing we ain't going to hear results till Friday.
I know, like, what kind of shit is that? I'm like, remember the good old days, everybody voted at one place. By the end of the night, damn near by midnight, you'd be like, oh, we got a new president.
Yeah.
And we are like, they're like, we'll let you guys to be continued next week. Like, this ain't
Yeah.
no show.
Same channel. Keep stressed out. We're going to keep you straight. We're going to keep you watching, stressed out, stressing and watching. And it's getting on my nerves. I just can't wait for this shit to get over.
How are we going to find out who the new president is? Wait till you'll find out by your next paycheck. Check the taxes. That'll let you know who won. Like,
right.
you waiting to get your check, like some kind of scratch off. Like, wait a minute, I gotta feel up. Like, oh shit, it went up.
Hey, they were holding that stimulus fucking hostage. They better fucking send that shit out day one. That's what your first job to do. Let the checks free. let the people get it.
Like, let the checks fly. Like,
Give the people the money.
out there giving vision. You're like, Birdman.
Or like I used to say in one of my last episodes, I did one call, put the money in the bag. That's what I was,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
money in the bag.
Day one, put the money in the bag. Send them checks out.
Just put it in the bag.
So I heard like in California, they were preparing for like crazy ass shit last night when the results would come out. So like in parts of Beverly Hills and like the nicer areas, some of the nicer cities, they have like SWAT trucks and shit out there, like just prepared for like chaos.
Right. Like, you ain't about to fuck up our shit.
Yeah, we're coming to Robin Hood your ass. We're going to take all your rich ass shit.
Like, you keep that shit in Compton. Don't bring no Rodeo Drive.
We seen the episode. We see what fucking Dylan was fucking rocking in those back in the Beverly Hills 90210 days.
Right.
That shit's upgraded. It's 2020.
Right, like, do not fuck around.
Imagine what they have now.
I swear to God, if y'all bring that shit any further than the sauce and swap meet, it's going to be a problem.
I wonder if you like in rich neighborhoods, if you find like Segways and like hoverboards in the trash.
They probably like...
Like, I don't want this.
Like, oh, Mom, there's a new model came out. Like, this one just came out yesterday. Like, yeah, that's outdated. I
Like,
need a new one.
Why are you throwing the TV out? She's like, that's just a 68-inch.
Like,
I just bought the 99.
Right. I got a 68-inch TV in my bathroom. Like, that is so yesterday. That is so played out already. I had to get rid of it.
I turned my hallway to just straight monitors, and it
Right.
plays Sports Center 24/7.
Right. Like, dude.
Like that kind of rich shit.
Yeah, in those kind of neighborhoods, though, like, that I hate to say it, but for once, hey, target that neighborhood. Like, you're mad you live in the ghetto and your shit's all fucked up, but you're doing, like, we only got one store and one library. We're about to burn that bitch down. And then the next day, you're mad, like, see, look at our neighborhoods. Like, you did that shit yourself last night. Like, I saw you on camera. By the way, they got a warrant for you, so I know that was you. They're coming to get you. I
Right.
just want you to know.
That's hilarious.
That was you. Like, why? Well, all this, and look, they're on the news the next morning, like, see what they do to our neighborhoods? Like, if you want to take a look back at this tape, I'm going to rewind it. As you can see, that's you and three of your friends. I think that's your son right there next to you. That's you guys.
No, that ain't
5
me.
hours ago.
I'd be like, that ain't me.
And then they look right back in the camera like, just so you know, this is me. Like, that's not me. Like, you just said it's you. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
No, it ain't. No, it's good. I'm like, no, it ain't.
Like, no, for real. Why you bullshitting? That ain't me. Don't say it again. There's going to be a problem. That's so messed up.
Yeah, so they're ready for like straight up people going crazy. They're ready for people to go crazy. Like, and then you hear like the rich people complaining when they was locked down in their mansions.
They're like, this is
This
so
is like
unfair.
a prison.
You know, I only had 2 bowling lanes in my house. I'm tired of this. I can only play basket. I got a full size court and a bowling room. I mean, a bowling
room.
Right. It's like I only got 2 lanes and 1 full court.
Or like them houses, and every in the houses they got bonus rooms. Like
Right.
that's a fucking another big ass bedroom. Like they called it bonus room. Get out of here with that
Right.
rich talk.
Right. Like Like, me and my husband are separated. Like, what you mean y'all separated? Like, no, he's living on the east wing of the house. I'm living on the west end.
That's the kid's floor.
Right. Like, oh.
Take your shoes off.
Oh. that 2,000-foot area between us, that's our buffer zone. Like, those are our equal amenities. The kitchens and hot tubs and everything are in the middle, but he can't come past there.
Remember on MTV Cribs, like them crazy shit some guys would have in their houses? Like, my man had a telephone where the toilet was. One of the rappers, I think it was like Baby or something from Cash Money.
Right, just had some like stupid
He's
shit.
like, you know how many deals I make sitting on there, right there, and I just had a phone. Or no, it wasn't him. It was Big Boy from Outkast.
Right.
That's who it was.
Man, that's just crazy. Like,
did you ever see the episode with Redman?
Yeah, and he had that thing. He had the shoebox, the Nike shoebox with the money in it. Like, I'm like,
and he still has one today. The same thing. So they wanted him to rent a house because Redman's cool, man. He's like keeps it gutter and real all day. Like he walks to his neighborhood still like on foot. Like don't take a car. Walks out there, tells people to meet him, and they all blaze, go into the old neighborhood and hang. So he'd have he would live by his studio, and he had this like complex apartment building, and MTV wanted him to like rent this fancy like lavish mansion to do cribs. He's like, fuck that. You come into my house, you're coming to my real crib. And so they go to the screen, and the screen's busted out. He sticks his head out the busted screen. He's like, MTV, come on in. And they're all like, oh, God. So they go inside. There's people passed out on the floor. And he had another shoebox. That was like the early episode. Like I said, he busted the shoebox out with all the broken bills. That shit was so funny. And he just keeps it real.
Though. It was
keeps
real,
it real.
Him and old dirty bastard went to pick up his food stamps.
Yeah, in a limousine.
I'm like, dog, come on now.
That's the government. That's why you got to love America.
Right.
Only in America can you ride a limousine to get your welfare checks.
On live TV.
On MTV. Damn.
Like, and he had a bunch of kids, like, all my baby's mamas. Like, he had a gang of kids in the limo with him going to pick up food stamps. I'm like, dude, you know you're getting hit with a fraud, right? Like
I remember
you're a $1 million rapper. You're on TV going to defraud the government for food stamps.
Yeah, like, come with me. Come join me.
Like, come join me doing some illegal shit.
Join me on this scam. I was kidding. So when Old Dirty Bastard one time was explaining his lyrics one time on, it was either BET or MTV, and he said, so we like to talk about real shit when we rap. So Method Man broke his shit down. It was like all the Wu-Tang guys. And they got the ODB. We like to break down our real shit. If I say I got burnt by gonorrhea, well, I got fucking burnt by gonorrhea. The camera, he goes, 2 times.
I've seen that. I'm like, this over. Sometimes that's like the Dave Chappelle almost when keeping it real goes wrong. Like, dude, like you like turn your real meter down.
Yeah,
bro.
when keeping
like
it real goes wrong.
Like you way
oh,
too
man.
real right now.
Like when you're with your friend that didn't know he thinks he's black and he's totally white, and then he's allowed you let him slip a couple times when you're hanging with just us, when there's like just 3 of us, and my man's like, yeah, nigga this and whatever, and then he gets back around your homies and he's all getting a buzz and he's like, hey, nigga,
and next thing you know, I know
the record scratch.
All right, next thing you know, he's missing a tooth, eye all swollen the fuck up. You're like, but I thought he's like, yeah, that part though, like you weren't thinking. He's like, but I thought it was like, nah.
Here's some more ice. Think about it.
Like here, like I ain't got no steak right now. Keeping it real. Just put this it's beef bologna. Put this beef bologna.
Yeah,
on
it'll
your
work.
eye. It'll work.
It'll work. Here's the cheese block. It's stay cold for a couple minutes, and put it back in my fridge.
Right. I'm like, dude, you just got way too comfortable with like, come on, don't be a nigger, be my nigga. Like, what? That was like a double ass whooping. Like, you just had both of them.
I was with my one boy, and I asked him one day, I go, you ever think, like, white people could ever use, or not ever use, or get offended by somebody saying, like, you people? With a white person. Like, do you think they'll ever be able to be like, what do you mean, you people?
Right.
For coming from a white person's mouth?
Like, who the fuck are you people?
I couldn't see something.
See some white guy, like, I'm like, man, I'm like, you and your people. Like, you and your, like, what do you mean, my people?
Yeah.
Who is you people?
Yeah,
Clifford, he be like, Kyle, what do you mean, you people? Like, you
I
heard
watched
the fuck I said, yo people.
I watched a movie where it happened. They were lifeguards, and they were acting like police. It was like a spinoff of, not Baywatch. Yeah, it was a spinoff of Baywatch. And my man was like talking to the black cop, and he's like, "Look, you're not detectives. You make sure the people don't drown. You make sure the white people at the beach don't drown." He goes, "You people go over here." He's like, and then white ass Zac Efron was like, "What do you mean, you people?" And him and The Rock were like, "Shut up, you can't use that." You're like, no, that was the wrong time. It was the wrong time. I always wondered like if they ever had that opportunity, like for the white people. Sorry, I don't think you do. But
right.
it was funny.
Look, there's no sparkling epiphany type moment, like moment of clarity for white people in that instant, like they get hurt, like us people. What do you mean, you people? Well, like who are you referring to?
I guess you could use it if you were like over there. If you made a comment like, "Look at that boy over there slave driving," and then you said like, "You people over there," and then you could probably say it, but that'll come out rarely. You wouldn't be there when we had that conversation. You wouldn't be there.
Not at all. Like, no, you weren't part of that conversation.
You wouldn't be there.
But you heard me saying like, I heard you saying something, not what you should have been saying. Like, they're like, "What are you saying? You just dealing with this?" Like, shit, shut the fuck up.
Hey, I used to be with like my Mexican people and all that, and some of my minorities like yourself, like people like, well, we come from the streets, so you know that we have that like hidden language. Where you don't got to say a word, or you can make a look, and like they know, like, oh, I'm gonna have your back in this fight.
Look, like power of suggestion. Yeah, you just know, like
we're gonna run, right?
Like, right. You look at each other like walking down the streets and fucked up shit going on. You give that look like
we about to get it.
Like nigga, either you about to run, we about to scrap. Like,
yeah,
what you want to do? Like, we give this look like. You know you about to scrap. Like,
yeah, and the whole time we just had this big conversation. Like, are we really gonna do this? Yeah, we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
but just
not
looks.
A word, right? And not a word was said. It was all in look and body language. Like what? Like,
and then
like what? Right?
Yeah, that's going down.
Is it gonna be like you look at each other, you give each other that look like? Is this a run? Is we gonna run or like fuck it?
So that's how
we're gonna scrap. Like nope.
So that's how they would give the look. Me and you would be like, if the white dude was like getting offended with you people, we'd give him the look. Like that's how we would say you people, just like white motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the look would do.
Exactly.
That's what the look would do.
Right. Like who the fuck does? Like who the fuck does?
White people shit.
Like, white people.
Right away.
I'll say it in a minute. Like me, I will say it in a minute. Like,
and I know we got the same thing. You guys do the same thing when you see me or him, like in our stereotypical genres, and it happens the same way. But we got to understand that communication.
It's gonna happen because I'll say it all the time, and I'll say it right there in front of them, not to be offensive. I'm like, that's some straight up white people shit.
That's some
like
WPS.
Right. Like, and say it straight to him and be like, bro, it might be my homeboy. I'm like, bro, I ain't even got to tell you. You know. That's some white people shit you just did. Like,
you know you did it.
Right, like, don't even deny it. I ain't trying to be mean, but it is what it is, nigga.
Like, you remember that one time back in the day, I'm about to bring it to the WB.
From way back.
And we went out and hang out, and we brought my buddy, it looked like a shaved human cat. His name goes by the name of Josh. Shout out, Josh. I ain't going to drop your last name. And we hung out with me, my brother, and my brother-in-law. And my brother-in-law's like, there's a party at my friend's house in Ellen Park. And my brother-in-law's super white. Remember, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Chris, shout out. No big deal. You know you're white.
Hey, still my dude. I remember
you. Are.
You.
You're the man.
Oh, my man was like, told me in dirt, drop 5 in
That's
the driveway.
That's what I'm talking about.
Went down there and he's like, oh, what's up? He's like, you need to drop 5 on the driveway.
So we're hanging out.
We're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from?
So we're hanging out. Me, you, my brother, we're hanging out. And we're having a great time at this party. We didn't even stay that long. It seemed like we just did a little whoop-de-whoop, hang out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we came down. Santos was there.
Yeah.
The whole fam was there.
It was like we did a lap, and like everybody stared at us like we was a science project right off the get.
Right, like
what are those?
Like what are they doing?
Yeah, they're from the inner city.
Right.
Like they're blended.
They're rural.
They are blending.
They're from a rural area.
Yeah. So we would do our loops through the party. Looks kind of shitty and lame. Blah blah blah. I don't even think we got a beer or something. We kind of just
I think we had a drink or something.
Yeah. And so we go to leave, and that's when my man comes up to you, of all people. Like, we was already almost at the car.
No, he said it to Dirt.
Oh, he told you Dirt.
Dirt was right next to me, and he's like, yo.
Because I was on your side. I saw it from your angle, so I'm like, so I thought it was coming from your angle.
Right. You're like, dude.
He was like, why don't you put 5 in the driveway?
Yeah, he's like, you need to drop 5 on the driveway. And we was like, what? We're like, drop 5? What? Who are you talking about? Because in my perspective, to my relation to you and your family and your sisters and your brother-in-law, to me, I was damn near at my family's party.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is almost a family gig for me. Like, these
you are
my homeboys. Like, these motherfuckers are my family.
We took my brothers to the party.
Right, so you in the wrong. He's talking about drop 5 on the drive. Me and Dirt looking like, And I'm in the back in my head of my DMX voice, like, come on, dog, you can't be serious.
Right.
Like,
So me and my boy Josh, like Ricardo was like, here's the keys, go start the Jeep. This is how I was on your angle, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So me and him go to the car, and I get to the car, and I hear somebody say something like, you want me to drive 5 minutes? Drop me in the driveway, bitch. I don't remember who said that.
That was me.
Okay.
Dirt was looking like, cause at this point, I'm mad. Like, I'm like, is this Opie Cunningham motherfucker really trying to punk me? And like Allen Park, like
Allen Park,
dude, like of all places.
So,
like I'm like, you white
home of the Ford Field.
I'm like, you out here Macaulay Culkin ass white. Looking
not even Macaulay, like Macaulay's brother. You look like Macaulay's brother with the brown hair.
Right, out here talking tough in Allen Park because you didn't sip a couple Heinekens.
Yeah.
Not knowing that the people I'm here with at the party are basically between the 4 or 5 of us, we will shut this whole motherfucker down.
We will put everybody to sleep.
Right. Like all y'all fuck around and be on the news tomorrow morning. And he was like, I think Jason came and said something to him.
Yeah, so
I think, like, let him know, like, this is my family, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, it's all cool. Like, no, it's cool. Like, you think it's cool, but basically you just got your fucking life saved out here.
So me and my boy Josh, right? We got to the car first. So we shut the door. He was like my POV, like my point of view.
Right.
So me and him get in the truck, and I hear, and then I hear, why don't you prop me in the driveway? So then we shut the car door, and we're like, we look at each other, we're like, and then we just open the truck car doors back and we get out and go towards the driveway. Right. We're like, oh, damn, we're about to go down.
Right.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. It's like an unspoken.
That was one of those words.
Things,
We just looked at each other.
You already know what time it is. Like, we came
go
together, we go together.
Time to be the backup.
Man, I can say I had a lot of fun times with your family, though.
For sure.
Being up at the farm with Marty and and
my mom's used to call you her problem child.
Right.
You was the problem child.
She probably still would do. I love your mom to death. Dude. We had so much fun.
All the time, man. It was a good time. Okay, so I got a serious Florida news story for you. A man, not Florida.
Listen, people, this one is a doozy. Pay attention. Go ahead, hon.
I want to take back that state. I'll bring back the Florida story because I just looked over here and I forgot about this other one that's crazy. I just got to throw this one out. Internationally, this is from India News. So a doctor was in London, took a flight to India, and he's a highly respected medical doctor.
1 second. Just starting off like that, it sounds like some kind of joke about the build-up. So an Indian doctor who was in this country, he took a plane to sounds like sort of a bad joke.
Right. A Mexican and a black guy sitting in front of the camera, and it ain't a body cam. So we ain't getting beat today. We're going home tonight. No, I was kidding. That'd be the bad joke set up on that one.
You want to go, Joe? You want to go home? Long time going to the morgue. I'm good.
Hell yeah. We're like the setup of every joke right now.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
So this black guy is Mexican and telling a joke about an Indian guy.
Yeah. So the black guy, the Mexican guy, are telling jokes about another race. We're talking about this Indian guy. No, so this medical doctor, he goes to India. You're making me veer off course. No, I'm just kidding.
It's messed up, though, because it's like, you know what that reminds me of? It puts me in the movie. He's like, he's like, I'm the dude playing a dude supposed to be another dude.
Yeah. You know, I'm the dude dressed as a dude playing another dude. That was a classic. That was a great role, too,
dude,
man. Nobody could ever do that again.
Never. That's classic. But
especially with these sensitive people. But let me get back to this guy.
Back to this Indian
doctor.
Come again.
Yeah, thank you for this Indian doctor from London to England. I mean, England to India. London to England, same place. So he goes from London to India. And he goes there, and I guess he found some gentleman who fooled this guy and told him they were tantrics, and they made him buy a fucking genie lamp. A real fucking genie. For like
genie
big
battle,
dollars.
Big as you wish, master. Like, if... I'm like, at what point did you believe that there was a genie in this fucking bottle?
Right.
I mean, did this motherfucker come out making some pancakes? Did he burp in the bottle? Let you know? I mean, did he poke his head out or something?
That's what I'm saying. What did he do? What did those two guys do?
Dude, I would have to be totally drugged the fuck out to buy, for somebody to talk me into buying it. Even at that point, the genie better at least look like Barbara Eden.
They put some fucking DMT in his fucking coffee or some shit.
Right, and he bought that shit. He deserves to get got. I ain't even mad at him.
So, like, what I wonder is, what did those two guys do to make him buy this shit? Like, they had to do something.
What story did they sell to him?
Were they like some badass magician, like David Blaine type shit, where they just made this motherfucker like float, like that fake floating shit, like, or put a needle in his arm, just some fucking shit, like, and look, there's no blood. Like, what did they do to make him be like, there's a fucking genie in there, and I'm paying? Dude, he paid some money where I think it translated to like almost like $3 million American dollars or some shit.
Dude, I don't even care about them. I want to know who these
Or-
dudes were because I want to get down with them and get paid.
Yeah, or it was
Because
like a
they
three
selling
quarters.
dream.
It was like $750,000 or something like
But
maybe around there.
still.
It was a lot of money.
So you basically bought a weird shaped vase, probably. With
I would
some
go-
crazy ass color, and
I
like
remember-
some genie in it.
I remember watching an interview with Ice-T, and I live by that till this day. So Ice-T was talking about when he got his first record deal. And this is still off. This ain't off the subject. This is just I'm saying this premise right here. You know
Goes
about this.
along with what you're
Right.
saying.
So he says, when I went to this record label, they were like, we want to see this and we want this and that. He goes, no, you already saw what I do. You're gonna do this and this. And they were like, they were like, no, we want to run this deal like this and this and this. He goes, look, if I was selling grenades to you, wouldn't you want to try a grenade to make sure they work? Or are you gonna trust me that it's a grenade and it works? And they were like, so they end up agreeing to his deal. And then they asked him one day, they were like, well, what made you think of that? He goes, maybe I used to sell grenades. So I feel like that's the same thing. Like, these guys did some shit like that. Like, they hustled him so bad. Like, you mean to tell me you're not going to go to your private room? Like, they hustled his ass. Like, I remember I tricked my friend one time into do some crazy shit at my brother's house, at Ricardo's. Remember when he had a swimming pool?
Yeah.
And we used to jump off his garage. He'd, don't jump off my garage. And we used to jump off the garage anyway.
Right.
So he wasn't there.
Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
can be
You
part
weren't
of it.
there.
Like, you could either witness it, but either way it's happening.
I was a young teen, didn't have no job. Y'all wasn't home. I went to your pool. So
Love you.
I got my homies and we get on. I'm like, man, it's so fucking hot. Let's go swimming. I don't even want swimming shorts. I'm going to go in these shorts. Fuck it. So we all walk to my brother's and we're all geared up. We're like, fuck, we're going to jump in the pool. So I get in the garage and I have this plan already going down. And I feel like it's scary how I had this like power of manipulation over my friend. Sorry, homie, I'm not going to say your name because you might just still be, I might be still smelling a grudge around there or something. You know what I'm saying?
You might be like, so that you like still looking at it like that's what happened. Every time you look at that, I'm like fucking
you
high.
fucking high, man, you motherfucker. So yeah, so we get on I get on my brother's garage and I'm like, I'm jumping in with my shoes and everything because I ain't no bitch. And we're young teenagers, so we're calling my boys out and they're like, all my boys had something to prove for some reason. We all were dummies. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, I ain't no bitch. And my boy comes up. I'm not going to say, I almost said your name and I ain't going to say your name. So anyways, he got up in the garage with me. And I'm convincing this dude that I'm going to jump, which I had no intention on doing. Let me just tell you that right now. I was not going to jump in the pool off the garage. So I had some fly-ass gear on. I had some pelly-pel. I was pelly-pelled all the way down from the socks except the shoes. You know what I'm saying? And all the shit was coordinated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I am geared to the T. I ain't
you
even
think
fucking
I'm going to
up
jump
my
in there?
shit.
I got a pager on.
Right?
There's no way.
He said
I
he
got
had
a beeper on,
like,
yo.
Like that 1-800-759-7642.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to hit me with that 304 because I always called back. I didn't hold you out. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm on the garage and I'm like, I ain't going to be no bitch. I'm going to jump in. And he's like, you ain't going to jump in. I was like, I'm counting to 3 and I'm jumping in the fucking water. And I know you ain't going to jump in the fucking water. I'm going to get in there by myself and y'all going to be some hot motherfuckers out here just watching me all cooled off. And he's all like, I'm jumping in. I'm like, you ain't fucking jumping in. I'm going to jump in. I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. And we jump and I just jump to the ground and he's going to the pool and he's like, you dick. As he hits the fucking water. I got his ass on that one. I had to switch on that one because I had to switch topics a little bit, but I had to tell that story because it just segued into it.
Right, and manipulating people.
Yes.
Like weak-minded people, you can hit them with Jedi mind trick. Like,
Hell yeah.
They're like, man, it's hot as hell out here. It's 90 degrees. Like, it's 32 degrees. It's below freezing. Like, man, I need a coat.
I used to test drunkenness when I would go out. So with my mind tricks. So I'd go to the bartender and if it was a good-looking bartender lady on my single days. Nowadays, I got a ball. I'm married. A lady locked me down. So
That's a good thing.
When I was single, that's right. Shout out to my wife. And
Go, Nessa!
Right? Go, baby. No, but anyways, so on my single days, I would go up to, there's a good-looking bartender lady. I'm going to go talk to her, whatever. And I would try the Jedi mind trick. It was so slick, and it only worked like one time my whole life. Out of the probably 9,000 times it was tried. So I was like, fuck me if I'm wrong, but I think you want me. So it only worked one time, but that was it. That was the one I had. That was my Jedi mind trick.
Wow.
But most of the time, I would get like a crazy offensive. Like I'd have to play some defense, or I'd get a good laugh.
Right. Hey, like I've tried that dumbass trick before. The one line, like, "What? You want to get a pizza and fuck?" And then they look at you like, what the fuck? You're like, oh, you don't like pizza?
Like, what, you don't like pizza?
And all bullshit aside, I've had that line actually work before. It caught me off guard. I was like, you want to eat a pizza? Fuck. And I was like, oh, you don't like pizza? And she looked at me and she's like, no, I don't like pizza, but that other one. Let's go. I was like, I was sitting there stuck for a minute, like, didn't know what to do. Like, this has never worked before. Like,
right. Now you don't know what to do.
Right. Like, I was like, come on then, I guess.
I'd be like, hold on. Time out. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, flag on the play. Like, it fucked me up because I'm saying, like, you're going to get a ha-ha, like, ha-ha. I was like, what, you don't like pizza? She was like, no, but that other thing. I was like.
Yeah.
I was like, look, I was like recording, like, if the date is such and such 2019, 30, just let it be known that this shit worked for the
Angelo's
first
log.
time. Right.
Angelo's log. Coming
Right.
down. You got your Star Trek, Captain Kirk, Captain's log.
He's like Captain's log, Stardate.
Angelo's log, player coat. Or what was it? Your player, what was it? The sport coat. Sport coat Chronicles. Angelo, log 47.
They're like, dude, you're a home wrecker. Like, motherfucker, I wreck more homes than termites. Like, bitches, they don't even call the police. They call Orkin when they see me.
They call Orchid.
They're like, oh, my God. Angelo's at my house. Like, baby, call Orkin. He will destroy our happy home. Like, bitch, you fuck with me, you'll be homeless and single by the time you get off work. Like, I left this morning with a happy wife and a happy life.
He destroyed more homes than foreclosures.
Call Fannie Mae, bitch.
Fannie Mae.
Oh my God, that is so not funny. I mean, it's funny. We're laughing about it now because there's
The
what
lawsuits
do you
are
call
getting
it
paid
in
off.
truth? You call it in truth. A lot of truth gets said in jest.
Yeah.
Like, you're laughing
Yeah.
about it, but if you knew me back in my 20s, it was bad. Like, dude, I would never do half the type of shit nowadays. I have, like, so much more respect for people and respect for myself. Like, dude, I was just, like, on some doggish fucking stupid shit back then.
Back then, we did have to, actually court. There was more courting going on as far as nowadays when you can just text and everything was all done and you, barely talk on your date.
Right, and I'm like, old school, dude. I'm so not into texting. I'm like, I'd rather talk to someone.
Yeah.
Texting will turn a 5-minute conversation into an hour and a half just waiting where you could have just called and said,
I agree.
This and that and be done with it.
One of my homies is like that. I'll text you, right? This dude will text me 100 fucking times. And if we talked on the phone, we probably would have talked for 3 minutes.
Right.
I can't type
It's
that
like
fast.
and I don't like the texting thing because you can't see inflection or hear inflection of a person's voice on text, or a lot of things get, you know what I'm saying? What do you call it?
Misconstrued?
Misconstrued, misunderstood, because you can't type inflection. You can put, emojis and your little, exclamation points, question marks, but it doesn't show. And then I've had arguments where people just get into it with someone because they took a text the wrong way, where they could have just got on some grown people shit. And
it's because you misinterpreted it the wrong way.
Right.
Like if the emoji had some sort of eggplant or something that could have been an eggplant or something that still looks like a booty and it wasn't a peach. Right. I'm going to send something back.
It's a peach. Like, give me the eggplant. Like, if your penis looks like an eggplant, like, something's wrong. You might want to have that checked out. Like that's not
that's hilarious. Because if you ever seen a real eggplant, it don't look like the emoji that much.
No.
It's like an oversized light bulb.
Right, it's like, dude,
an Egyptian light bulb.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding.
Dude. Fucking mean.
I know I went off subject when I was talking about an Indian doctor getting duped by some guy selling a genie lamp, but you guys had to listen to all that segue stuff because it all coexists on the power of manipulation because them guys did some hustle shit.
Hey, I ain't even mad at him. Like, motherfucker, you hustled somebody into buying a fucking lamp and you told me they had the genie in it and you were coherent, being of sound mind and body, and you fell for it. Hey, whoever the dude was that sold it to you,
kudos.
I need to give with y'all kudos. Motherfucking
what the fuck is kudos? I remember it being a kudos bar.
Kudos like a good thing, like almost like a pat on the back, like a good for you, almost like an attaboy. But hey, I want to get down on their next scheme. Like, you sold a motherfucker a genie in a lamp.
Yeah,
you didn't even probably didn't even play the Christina Aguilera in the background.
That's like selling ketchup to a tomato.
Like all up in Alaska selling ice cubes. Like this shit right here.
Yeah, this ice right here.
Like that, fuck that polar cap shit. You need that shit straight out my Samsung refrigerator.
Look, I brought these water gallons from Kroger in Michigan in Wyandotte, and I brought them to Canada. This is some great frozen ice cubes right here. You don't even know. They're imported.
Like you can't even get this shit nowhere else. You know what they say, alkaline water? My shit ain't even alkaline. It's Duracell. Like those battery types? Like, nah. Mine just called Duracell water.
Because it was durable. It was very durable, and it's probably full of fucked up cells in there. So there's some durable cells in that fucking water.
Dude, that's so fucked up, but man.
For real, but
I just want to be down. Like,
I don't know how they could do it. They just pulled off some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember back in the day, like, there was, like, some scams. Like, dudes used to sell people, like, remember, like, I'm sure speaker systems are still the shit, but when they was, like, all the gigs, like, after the boombox came the sound systems, right?
Right.
And everybody's shit, we had to have the crazy sounds. So,
Yo.
I remember dudes used to sell people stuff, and at the same time, they'd follow you to your house or find out where you live and steal the shit back so they can sell it to somebody else.
I've seen it. But I've seen people have, like, empty boxes in the alley, and they'll tell people that there's, like, full refrigerator
My God.
or full dryer in the box or something. Like, hey, I got this leak. Hurry up. Just stay in the car. Give me the money. Stay in the car. I'm going to throw it in your back and throw it in the back of the truck.
Right.
And such. And you go so I don't get... I'm like, dude, somebody just gave you $200 because they thought they was getting a brand new washer and dryer in the box. Gave
Right.
you $200, and you threw some empty boxes in the back of the truck. And they hurry up and peeled off with it, and you just dipped out with their money. You put 2 empty boxes in the back of somebody's truck, and made them think they were gonna get caught. You're like, hurry up and go.
See, now you can't do that because you got smartphones. You
Right.
could do that little QR code on the box and be like, oh, that shit's already in your house. I can tell it's got Bluetooth. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Let me scan that
Fucked
QR
up.
code.
QR codes have you fucked up. Even at McDonald's, so they're like, scan the code, you get a large fry. Like, bitch, my shit ended up being a fucking small fry.
Right.
Like, you gotta play me.
This ain't the same size.
Like,
Put your lying asses.
look, then it had a thing on the side that's like, actual size may vary. Like on the picture, the picture says actual size may vary. Like, it's not supposed to. The fuck you mean?
It may vary. Or like when your mirror lies to you. Your shit may be looking closer than it usually is.
Oh, dude, and it is too. And even worse though, that backup camera in the car. Oh my God, that shit'll have you thinking that you like right up on something.
Yeah.
Or
And
no,
that beep
you
gets
know,
louder.
Right, no, right, and you'll think you got like 5 feet or something, and you actually look back and you got like 2 feet, because that camera will make you think you got a lot more room.
Yeah.
And then you look back like, oh, damn, I'm on this motherfucker's bumper.
For real. And, you know, I got to calculate that myself, and I got to hear for them buzzers, and the buzzer get louder as they get closer.
Ding, ding, ding.
Sometimes it'll lie. Like, it'll go loud as hell, and I'm like, shit, I got to stop. I'll put the car in park,
then
and
you
I'm
look like you
fucking
got,
way
like,
out in the
5
parking
feet.
spot.
Like, you got like, no, what I hate though is everybody's GPS does this. I don't care. I mean, maybe my math ain't exactly the greatest, but
Right.
I know what 500 or 1,000 feet looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like, in 450 feet, turn left, and you be looking like, ain't no way that's no 400. That ain't even 200 feet.
Right.
Like, there's no fucking way that's 500 feet. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like from there
Right.
to here, and it'll be like, turn left in 500 feet. Like, this is nowhere near no 500 feet right here. Like, dude, this is like 25 feet tops.
It'll be my wingspan. I'll be standing on the corner, like, you got to turn here. And it's way off the measurement.
Right. I mean, it'll be like, or, dude, it's funny when you're on like a long ass trip. I've had the GPS be like, in 89 miles, make a left to stay on here. Like, 89 miles.
You've got 100 miles to go.
Right. Like, what the fuck? It says in 89 miles, make a left. Like, what the fuck? Where am I going? You forgot all about that. You made 5 wrong turns before you get there.
Like, you wake everybody up. Where are we supposed to be at? You know, and the fucking shit's still telling you. Or you looking for the blue line to go away, and it's like recalculating.
right.
That'll fuck me up, too, on the way to somewhere. I ain't never
Especially
been.
if it's a long way, like a long distance. They don't do that shit for miles. You've been and drove like 8, 9 miles.
I need
and
the
still
blue
be
line.
doing it.
I need that
Right.
line. And if
Right.
it goes away, I'm all fucked up. I'm like, we got to pull over real quick.
No,
I don't see the blue
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If it wasn't for GPS, growing up in the area we did, I'd probably never drive out of town in my life. If you told me to get out a fucking map and just like, I mean, you know it now because you drove it so many years, you know what freeways, but
Yeah.
if it was my first time road trip and we were like, we're gonna drive to Florida, and there was no GPS, and they were just give me a map, you'd be fucked up in the game. I mean, you know, you take 75 all the way down, pretty much it goes down there, but
Yeah.
if you didn't know, and it's going to a straight up doorstep.
Oh, man.
Like, oh, make a left on such and such street, reading the map. Like, oh, dude, I would be fucked up. I would never go. I'd probably go no further than fucking Cedar Point.
Right.
Like you never been like, don't like fuck that.
Ain't doing it.
Can't even do it.
Can't trust my GPS.
Hey, for real, I'd be all fucked up.
It's like going places somewhere. That's what it stands for. Doesn't stand for geographical, whatever the fuck it stands for. It stands for going places somewhere.
Somewhere.
It'll get mad at you and just recalculate somewhere.
Like, or you have a GPS person, little chick just gets mad at you. You're like, in 100 such and such, make a left. And such, make a left. Make a U-turn. Motherfucker, you heard what I said. Fucking find your damn self.
Or you know what I hate? I'll like recognize the place I'm at, but I don't, I got to get to where I don't know where I'm at first till I get to where I recognize. And then it's starting to tell me to do U-turns and shit. After I know what I'm doing, I'm shutting you off.
Right.
It's like, all right, that's enough. He's like, make a U-turn. Like, bitch, I know where I'm at now. I'm taking the side streets. Don't talk to me.
Right. I've had like, in 300 feet, make a U-turn. Like, bitch, I'm looking at it right here on my right. In 50 feet, you talking about 300 feet, make a U-turn. Go that way. Like,
we
bitch,
can see it, right you GPS ass.
Like, you know what, bitch? Don't call me no motherfucking more.
Or what if the GPS gets like super smarter as the technology grows, and they're like, "Oh, you're going over there again? Didn't your wife tell you she don't like you hanging out with that guy?" Like GPS starts yelling at you and shit.
Like, you know what? I'm tired of trying to help you. I'm just gonna call your wife. You're like, don't you doubt me? Like,
you know she don't want you here.
You go to cut her off and you say, if you attempt to turn me off, I will also call your mother. Like, not only will I call your wife, I will call your mother on top. Like,
that's how it would be, too.
Like, that's the threat, though. You don't never... I know, like, with black men, I can't say for any other race, that's, like, worse than calling the police. Like, don't ever call a motherfucker's mama. Like,
don't you call your mom.
Like, you call my mom, like, you just... Like, bitch, our relationship is over. You have seriously crossed the fucking line. Like, calling the police is one thing. You call my mama, like...
That's right.
You didn't just totally fucking overstep your bounds.
Man, I remember when I was younger, I had a badass injury. Like, I almost died. Like, I had a bad, like, wrist injury. I got fucking cut, and I was, like, not purposely. It was, like, an accident that happened, and I was bleeding. And I remember everybody telling me that all you said was, my mom's going to kill me while I was almost dying.
Right.
I'm almost dying. And, like, my mom's going to kill me. Like, we was poor. We didn't have no insurance. She's going to pay out of pocket.
My shit was exactly like that. I remember... I got my fingers caught in the sprocket of my bike, trying to, like, the chain was stuck and, like, pulling it. Yeah. And it put, like, 3 big-ass holes in my fingers because it caught between the chain and the sprocket. So imagine pushing it back out.
Oh.
Dude, my hands, I got 3 big-ass holes, like, in my hand. It's just, like, gushing blood. I wrapped my fucking hand up in the towel, kept riding my bike back there in the trails with everybody. I went home that whole fucking night, like... Not wanting to unball my fist. I'm like, dude, I'm going to get in trouble because I'm hurt. Look, I'm not worried about my hands bleeding, my fucking fingers turning purple. Right. I'm just worried like my mom's going to whoop my ass. Like, I'm going to get in trouble. I don't know what kids thinking, like, you're dead. Like, my mom's going to be mad at me.
It's definitely different times.
Right. Nowadays, kids, like,
they can be like,
I have my helmet on and my waders.
Or they're like,
damn near full fucking football.
Now they got the law protecting them, though. Like, I mean, I know parents still whoop their kids and all that kind of shit, but it's like, they ain't afraid to say something now. You know what I'm saying?
I shot the little girl across the street from me with a BB gun, bro. This is no bullshit. My 13th birthday, I'll never forget, all little kids in my neighborhood had BB guns. We'd go out on the trails, we'd be riding our bikes, be out there shooting birds, catching turtles, fucking crayfish, all kinds of shit.
And you sniped your neighbor?
No, I did it on purpose. It's fucked up. There was this little girl named Christina who used to live across the street from me. I'll never fucking forget, and I hated this little girl. But her mom loved me, thought I was a sweet kid. And I just couldn't stand her daughter.
Uh-huh.
And the dumpster, I lived in an apartment complex, the dumpster was like on my side of the street. And this little girl, she would take out the trash, drag the bag across the ground, all the shit spill in my yard. And she would never pick it up. Trash me in the yard. My mom come home from work, make me pick this shit up. And I was so mad. And I'll never forget, long story short, I got a BB gun. And for my birthday, my mom had told me, right before I got it, as I got the BB gun for my birthday, my mom was like, this gun is going to get you the worst ass whooping you ever had in your life. I promise you. I didn't even have it a week for my birthday. The little girl,
and like you signed the dotted line and still like, I accept this gift with all its responsibilities.
But you know,
and consequences.
Parents know their kids. My mom knew me. And so this day, the little girl's walking the trash across. Same conversation. Only thing that's changing in the whole prospect is that now I have a BB gun. So It's no longer you talk shit, I talk shit. You go
Yeah.
home and I still gotta clean it up. As she went to the dumpster and dumped the shit I'm talking, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh man.
It just dawned on her. She's like, "This ain't your yard. This is an apartment. You don't own this. I ain't whoop 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 all that shit, right?"
That's when you hear
So-
that Clint Eastwood. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I stopped arguing. Look, a moment of clarity kicked in. Like, I ain't gotta listen to this shit. I got a fucking gun now. Like, I'm done talking to this chick. That's in my mindset.
It's already been decided.
Yeah, in my mind, she has no idea what has transpired, what's about to happen to her.
It's like
She thinks once again she's got the better of me. Like, I ain't gonna do it. His mom's gonna make him pick that shit up. I'm
Yeah.
going home. But little did she know, in that 15 seconds it took for her to reach the dumpster and turn around, I had taken the screen out of the kitchen window.
damn.
I had that CO2 that is a 45.
Oh
and it
no.
was a CO2. It wasn't that cock shit. I had a CO2, so you know how powerful
You got
it
like
was.
5 good shots, but it's
Right.
still powerful good shots.
As she's walking back towards the kitchen window, I didn't even say shit. I just started unloading on her on the CO. Pow, 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 pow. Like 3 of them went into the side of her leg. She starts bleeding. I'm a kid. I'm 13 years old. I'm not thinking it's a BB gun. I'm thinking I shot her. It's a gun. She's bleeding. She's
Yeah.
gonna die. Like, I'm about to go to jail. I'm
Oh,
about to get a
damn.
murder charge. Like, oh my god. Me being a dumbass kid, trying to hide. I don't leave the house. No nothing. I just go in the house and turn down all the shades. Remember we had shades. They weren't blinds in. Pulled all the shades.
Yeah.
Locked the door. Such. Went upstairs, sat on my bed, put the BB gun under the bed like that.
Oh no.
I'm a dumbass kid. So, you know, when you're a parent, last thing you want come home from work is to find out your kid done some dumbass shit.
That's right. When she's
Um,
at work or doing whatever she got to do, and
I
you
will
come
never
home.
forget looking out down from my bedroom window and seeing my mom pull up here and the police pull up right next to her.
Oh,
As my mom
man.
getting out of the car, as she's walking up the stairs to the porch, the police walk right behind her. So I'm like, oh shit.
Damn.
So I hear front door open. I hear him downstairs talking. My stomach is knotted, dude. Like knotted. My mom calls me by my first, middle, and last name.
Oh, you got full named.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I come walking down the stairs, and I see the police officer and my mom standing at the door. My mom's giving me that 1,000-mile stare, like staring through me, like
That whole conversation, like I said,
yeah,
she gave you one of those.
That look, like yep, that whole conversation, like I told you, like that.
And then it's like the longer you look, the lower your head gets. Like,
right. So check it out. I'm seeing my mom's look. That whole look on her face is, I warned you. Like I told you. The cops looking at me like, you know, fucked up. So in my mind, I'm thinking the little girl probably died. Whatever. Like I'm thinking I'm about to go to jail. Woo, woo, woo.
she got to get a
And,
tetanus shot.
Right. So, cop says her mom didn't want to press charges because her mom loved me. That's what she told her mom. Her mom was like, no, it had to be an accident. Like I
Yeah.
know him, he's a sweet kid. There's no way. So she didn't want to press charges. So the police asked for the gun. Like, where's the gun? I went upstairs and got it. They're like, so no charges are gonna be pressed. And the cop looks at my mom, looks right at my mom and says, I take it you're gonna take care of this. Like, I trust you're gonna handle this. In other words, like, I know you're gonna beat his ass, right? Is pretty much what she said.
With the look.
Right.
Like-
No, he said it to my mom. He's like, I trust you're gonna take care of this. And my mom was like, oh, yeah, just shook her head, right? And that's the first time in my life the police ever left, and I wish like hell they would have took
Right.
me with them. I'm like, y'all ain't taking me?
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Arrest me.
My mother, I'll never forget, tells me these exact words. She goes, if I hit you right now, I'm going to kill you. The best thing for you to do is go take a bath and go to bed.
Damn.
Hey.
That was probably the fastest you ever listened.
Right. It's like 4-something in the afternoon. It's sunny. It's beginning of spring. My birthday's in March, so it's beginning of spring. It's nice outside. I don't give a fuck about going to bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not getting no ass whooping like shit. Nighty-night. I don't give a fuck.
That's right.
I'll never forget. You know when you're a kid, 12, 13 years old, you don't never really totally dry off in the shower. You be halfway wet. You're still rocking your whitey tighties, the t-shirt and underwear. I'll never forget getting out of the bathtub and had my little tighty whiteys on and everything. Opened the bathroom door, and I felt something I had never felt in my fucking life. Imagine being half wet, getting coming out of the bathtub and getting hit with an extension cord.
Oh, man.
My mom beat the living.
That's like
fuck
waterboarding.
Yeah,
Early phase
she hit
waterboarding.
me with an extension cord, dude. And I swear to God, I opened my mouth. I couldn't even scream. Like nothing came out. It was like,
Oh, man.
dude, that was the worst. I still have a scar on my arm right here from that ass whooping I got. And from then on, my friends couldn't show me a picture of a BB gun. And he's like, "What's going on with it?" My friend said, I was like that bad guy. Like,
You're like that PTSD.
I'm like, right. I'm like, we could go out to the woods. Everybody leave the gun at home. We're just taking our bikes, right? Nobody's bringing their gun, right? Nobody's bringing. Like, make sure I don't even want to see one.
Oh my gosh.
And this is how fucked up of a kid I was. A week after that, after I just got the ass whooping of my life,
Yeah.
I'm at the hardware store down the street, and I discover slingshots, the wrist rocket.
Oh yeah.
The ones that came with the metal
wrist
metal BBs,
rockets.
wrist rocket. They were only $5. I'll never forget. It was like $4.99.
Remember Gibraltar's?
Yep.
Remember they used to sell Gibraltar. They used to sell you anything.
Stars. Yeah, anything.
You could buy a ninja sword,
But
Chinese stars, some claws, brass knuckles.
Dude, you gotta hear this though. So I buy the slingshot, right? And I'm like, I don't have to have a parent or anything to buy this. I bought it. No, I just got the worst ass whooping of my life a week before. That night,
You went from BB gun to wrist rocket.
Right, and the wrist rocket was way more powerful than the BB gun was.
Funny.
You pull that boy out, you could kill somebody for real with a wrist rocket. So I take my bedroom screen out. I took out maybe about 7-8 cars' back windows.
Oh my goodness.
That night, woke up to go to school the next morning. People just getting up from work, they're like, fucking back windows of their cars are just gone. And I never got caught for that. So to me, that was almost like a fuck you to the ass whooping that I got. Like, ha. I did even worse and never got caught.
I got one bad one when I was young. I went out. I was a little older than that. I was like my young teens, where we'd go out and party, like drinking underage kind of shit.
Like right around the time I met you.
Yeah, like right around then, right when you gave me the bad influence. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Dude.
No, I'm just kidding.
Look, your brother. Hello. No.
Right. No, but anyways, I was in my young partying days, and I came home. I usually got to crash at my brother's, you know what I'm saying? Because he was like, you don't got to go home like that. You just crash, So I actually went home hammered, like where I could, like MC hammered. Like I could barely walk. Like the reason I say MC hammered is I go sideways, like, Like I didn't know which way I was going to fucking stand, you know what I'm saying? That's why I call it MC hammered, you know what I mean? So I get home, and my mom is never awake at this time, and she's right there in her chair doing this shit. Rocking in her fucking chair. I'm like, oh shit. So I tried to just walk. Yeah, I tried to walk by. She's like, she didn't even let me take my shoes off. She jumped right in my face. You been drinking this? And I'm like, I can't even see her because like my eyes are just blurred. Everything is gone.
And she's short as hell.
Yeah, and she's fast, dude. Like I got my hand speed from my mom's. Like all my hand speed is attributed to my mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And anyway, so she gets in my grill like, you been drinking this and that. So she starts whooping me right in the doorway, and I can't see nothing. All I feel is just flat flutters fucking attacks. Like if I'm fighting Manny Pacquiao. Like, she's like, and she's over here, and I'm over here. Like she's like 9 of them all around me. And then I finally get to my room. I thought she was done whooping my ass. She's like, you better get your room. She's pushing me in the back, and I turn around, and I'm like, I remember I looked at her. I at least in her direction, but she wasn't there. I was like, all right. And she wasn't there. I'm like, where the fuck she go? And it was on the right. I got another quick ass whooping again. So I made it to my room and thought all my ass whoopings was done. Like I thought they were done. So I had one shoe off in the doorway. Like
your mom was on ninja mode.
Yeah, dog. And so I got like one shoe left on my foot. Oh shit. And so I think it's all done. And hold on one sec. I lost my earpiece here. Okay. So I think my ass whooping's all done. And I go to take my other shoe off because I only had one shoe on. You know what I'm saying? My sock all blew out. And I fucking go to take my other shoe off. And she fucking Hanson from the Lions field goal kicked my ass. She fucking, like, I'm going to run down, take my shoe. I don't even know this is happening. This is going on behind me. And I think this is the only thing I think happened. I think she was like, check the air. She checked the wind. And then came up and squared up and fucking field goal kicked my ass into my dresser. I was like, poof, I fell into my dresser. She was like, not going to bed, you're grinding tomorrow. And I was like, damn, but that was the last one.
Dude, I love your mom. Your mom was cool.
That was the last part. That was the last blast.
We are no longer having this discussion. I will shut everything down from Moscow to the Great Wall all the way here. And scene.
And that was Twink's readout practice readout, Netflix. Anybody watching Hulu, hire his ass.
Amazon something.
Yeah, Amazon Prizzy.
Hey, look, I don't even need an Oscar. You can give me like a daytime Emmy or some shit. I'm just saying.
What about like if they got a Jeffrey? Would you take the Jeffrey Award? Like,
Oh, ain't that bitch?
like Oscar's cousin? Oscar's distant cousin?
Wait a minute, they said a Jeffrey Award.
got
I
a
thought,
Jeffrey.
See, I'm thinking about Jeffrey on Fresh Prince. Like, damn, they just giving nigga the
Jeffrey,
Butler Award.
the
like,
Butler.
Jeffrey. I'm like, I was kind of offended that she said that shit for a minute. I was
Right, and
laughing,
it's a
like,
redheaded award, so you get that stepchild award. You don't even get a real shit.
Look, I was laughing. I was all mad at you for a minute. Like, damn, Heim. We've been friends all the time.
I went there.
Like, right.
Just because we on camera. Fuck it.
I'm like, this nigga just said, do I want a Jeffrey? Like, what kind of
A
black
Jeffrey,
Butler ass,
hey,
black Butler ass award? What kind
that
of
couldn't.
shit is that?
You can't use that because I got my own beer. No. I would have got my own shit.
Dude, that's so fucked up. Hey. If we wasn't family, dude, I think I'd have cussed you out and left the show. I'd have unplugged my mic like, fuck you, nigga, we done.
And that would have been the greatest episode ever. This shit would have went viral.
You'd have been my man on the interview, like, got him.
At the end, got him. Spell eam. Or like that Mexican E. Like, I was talking to he. You don't say the ant. You know what I'm saying? You just say he.
Oh
And
my
in the
God,
Mexican
dude,
slang, like the
that's
guys that are super with the hard accent in my heritage, they say heen, almost like it's like HINE or HEAN. Heen.
Heen.
Like I was telling heen the other day, I was talking to heen. You know?
Yeah.
But I just noticed that we do that a lot.
He tell me talking to him.
I'll be with my uncles and shit. Like, look it over there, tell heen to go get us the cerveza. Go, tell heen.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, if they don't know, like, they don't have no Latino in their blood. If they don't know how to roll their R's,
Right.
they'll be like, man, what are you talking about? It's ready to roll. It's not ready to roll. like roll. Yeah. Like,
Even the announcers in the sport games,
Right,
when you
you're
go to
right.
baseball games, like, because everybody in baseball is like Latino, except for like
Right.
14 white guys.
hey, speaking of that, like, I'm
For
ready to
real.
argue.
Everybody's like, Oracite, coming out of Cuban, California. There's a dude with that fake ass name, like I said, because he could hit home runs. I talked about this before. Milky Cabrera. His name is Milky. There's another dude named Coco Crisp.
Yeah.
That's like in, remember Benchwarmers when he bought that fucking, he's like, I am 12 because he had documentation with a $10 bill. I think that's what they did in the fucking Major League Baseball right there.
Hey.
Coco Crisp, my ass.
Hey, this dude's out there just that's just like Chad Ocho Cinco, like Ocho Cinco 85, and that's like your number, like
Yeah.
really, that wasn't your name for real.
You know it.
You changed your name to that. Like your parents really named you Chad 85.
Yeah.
Chad Ocho Cinco.
It was Johnson, and he said like Ocho Cinco was better. And then it's not even like he don't even pronounce it right. He does say Ocho.
Ocho Cinco.
He didn't want to do it right.
Ocho.
All right, so I got a scenario for you.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Let's say a child of
Hold on.
Okay.
Before we go here,
Okay.
you're not gonna put me out like you did earlier in the videos. How you did me wrong? No, he's like,
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna talk about. He's like, as a matter of fact, I am, but just so you know, it's coming. Be prepared.
Right. Be prepared for another racial uncomfort. No, I'm just kidding. Some more racist
He's
uncomfort.
like, you know, I'm feeling really uncomfortable about this right now. We'll talk about this later. Like, no, we need to face it now. Like, okay, address it.
This is the vent zone. We're allowed to do this. We're allowed to vent in the vent zone. No, but I got a scenario. Be prepared. Or,
him, bro.
as a matter of fact, I'm sorry ahead of time. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like, just so you know, sorry. Look, I'm sorry.
You know,
like you'll find out.
I used to do that when I knew I was going to be like on a Monday Night Football, when I know it was going to be a good game or a fight coming on. I would tell everybody at work, I apologize ahead of time, for the day after.
Oh man.
Because I was probably going to be hungover or something. But okay, so
I'm listening.
there's a possibility for apologies after this. No, I'm just kidding. But let's take a child from this generation of 2020, a young teenager, around the age between, let's say, 17 years old.
17-year-old child from the year 2020.
And we're going to take him back in time to the year 1993.
Oh, damn.
What's he going to do about that? So let's say we bring him back. What do you think some of the awkwardness is or tribulations or
social awkwardness?
all kinds of things that this guy would go through? Yeah. Whether he's going through high school, you can pick of any scenario, like him high school.
17 years old, bro.
Yep. 1993.
Right now.
But he got flipped from 2020.
First of all, They probably. My first assumption would be that they probably get punked or checked like quick, because you know every kid nowadays they grew up in that era thinking they tough as hell, not knowing the shit that we lived. Like in the 1993, like
He tried to
nowadays,
get internet tough.
right? They'd be trying to get internet tough on you in real life, like. Psh, oh yeah, such and such, no cap, exclamation point, exclamation point, like this and that. I'm like, dude, you would get your ass whooped.
He tells you when he walks away, you better watch your Twitters back. And then the guy from 93 is like, who the fuck is Twitter? Motherfucker. And like, he goes and beats your ass, takes your tennis shoes.
Right, like dudes don't know. There was no social media. 93, we had cell phones, but they were expensive as shit. And you can only talk in your free time for like your minutes.
Yeah, you can't talk to after 8 o'clock.
After 8 o'clock till...
Unless you had that walkie-talkie one.
8 p.m. till 8 a.m. Unless you had a...
Nextel.
Oh, my God. Nextel
chirp, chirp.
was
You'd be like on a walkie... Like, what up? You could just dial the number on Nextel and just talk to a random person. That was like internet dating early version.
Right. That when
you had a Nextel. Because if you had like the code, it would call like whatever radio phone, whoever had one.
Fucking... Them Nextels was the shit. They just...
Be like, chirp, chirp. All that up. What's up?
But a little 17-year-old kid going back then, like, they wouldn't have no kind of game. I couldn't even see a 17-year-old now walking through the mall back in the day on a Saturday afternoon with your homie trying to talk to no girls. Chicks would be like, this, like, you like a nerd times 5 or something.
For real.
Like, what the hell?
Not only that, so...
No kind of game.
They would, he'd be in skinny jeans.
Right.
Super tight clothes.
Looking like a homosexual, because that's what back in our day.
And then he'd be back in like neon. Like he'd be like wearing some crazy loud color. And then, and all mismatched, because I guess you're allowed to mismatch now and dress weird as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, dressing like asexual or something, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you was like, people would just question, nobody questions like what your sexuality is, the way you can dress.
Your androgyny.
Yeah. So when he comes over there, like in 93, they'd be like, look at this fag. Because you could say that in 93. Don't come at me now, but in 93 you were allowed to say it. You know what I'm saying? Look at this guy, he looks gay.
They probably would have thought he was in some kind of band, like he was in like Motley Crue or like with the old Van Halen with the old ass tight clothes on him. Like he must be in a rock band.
Look at Axl Rose with a haircut.
Right,
you know, they be saying shit.
Right, he must be in a band or something.
Like Vince Neil called, says he wants his jeans back. So, like I said, if a kid did travel back from 2020 to 93, I think he'd get a lot of ass whoopings, a lot of judgment, and a lot of rejection, because he wouldn't even know how to talk to girls, because we had to like talk to girls physically. Now they could just text and send them emojis, like I said, like the fucking donut and fucking eggplant, and then they're gonna fuck. They don't even gotta talk 5 words, and they hooked up.
Right.
And they was back talking about them on the fucking social medias.
Right. They don't have any of that. Just like, even if you had a beeper back then, like you were doing something, that was like futuristic communication for back then. You know what I'm saying? A beeper was, but a kid from this day and age, and it wouldn't even be their own fault. It would be definitely a major culture clash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
big time a culture clash. That would be the main factor.
Yeah, it would just...
The main factor.
It would be like us stepping into...
Now, what would he do without the cell phone, like looking for it? Like, how would he get a hold of people? Like, that would probably fuck him up all the way. Like,
yeah, the home phone. A lot of people... There's kids this day and age that have never lived in a home with a landline.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know what it was.
They don't know what it was.
Or, you know what I'm saying? They're thinking they're hitting regular numbers, like they're texting somebody or calling a cell number, and it's like, oh, and it's going to actually ring here and stop. It's a busy signal. What does that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You would just be...
Some people even had that old phone still in their house with that...
Yeah, the rotary dial.
Yeah.
If anybody born in this last generation, a rotary dial phone would have them fucked all the way up. They be hit like, what I do, huh?
Yeah,
like,
and I might go off subject a little bit, but I don't give a damn. But that's why they don't put those in horror movies, because you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna call 911. They don't even got time to cut the line. They would laugh your ass off. 911. They could have stabbed you 90 times already.
Right. It wouldn't even be a concept of it. Like,
that's why you never see those in horror movies. Right. I noticed that now that I think about it. Like, they don't put those in horror movies.
Right. They be looking at you like standing there with the knife. Like, come on now. Like you really want to do this? I'm gonna let you dial the first number.
Yeah, we're not gonna waste film. We're not gonna waste film on you. We're just gonna have them cut the phone line in the movie, because this would make it all shitty. We just ain't gonna do that.
Right, like we're not gonna have this stupid shit going on.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do that. We're just gonna cut the phone lines.
Like really, right now.
Like Jamie Lee Curtis. Look, it'll take you forever to call that fucking psychiatrist.
Like
Loomis.
To me though. on some real shit, Michael Myers is like, he is piss poor at his job because you've been trying to kill the same bitch for over 20 years.
Yep.
For 20 years, like, nigga, 2 decades you've been chasing this bitch.
Yep.
And you have failed to kill her.
Or he like just failed to die. Like he just wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't go to the light or wherever the fuck you're supposed to go. Like he just wouldn't fucking do it. Why wouldn't he?
Right. He's like, I'm not dying. Dude, but I'm like, and on that note, though, on another one, they do Jason like so. I'm like, dude, you didn't have your head cut off. You been decapitated. Like, okay.
Blown to pieces.
Right. Yeah. And
so did Michael Myers, too.
I know. But I'm just like, I couldn't. Like, there's no way these dudes just walking around and can't die.
And I am outrunning you if you can't run. I'm sorry.
For real.
I always talk about how you become like a strategist when you watch horror movies. But for real, like, I am outrunning you if all you can do is walk. Especially with a machete. You don't got a bow and arrow. You don't got a gun. You got a machete, and you're just walking in long strides. I will outrun your ass. I will get on a bike and outrun you.
Right. Might come back and do a lap around you just for the sake of it. Like, I got you, and dip out.
Like, they tried to do it when Jason went to Manhattan, but they fucked up. Like, they need to bring him to, like, the real hood and see. Dude, he would get shot the fuck up. I want to see him. He get jumped.
Right. Jason wouldn't even make it through walking from one end of the neighborhood to the end.
He get jumped.
Shit. Motherfuckers be trying to rob him like, oh, you run that mask, homie. I was like, get that. You know what I'm saying?
He'd be like one of those Crackhead Chronicles stories, man. Like, look at this motherfucking crackhead got a fucking hockey mask on. What's he carrying a knife for? Let's go beat his ass.
Right.
Like, we all sitting on the porch passing 40s and deuces around.
Right, like he probably killed 1 or 2 people before they realized, like, oh, this nigga for real, but he would get it.
Like, you had a sale on, like, them 20, remember the deuces? You had, like, a sale on deuces. We're on the porch, and here goes fucking Crackhead Chronicle Jason walking by. Like, oh, we're gonna fuck his ass up. There ain't nothing
like
on TV.
Down. Like, it's going down, like, oh, let's get him.
Let's stop the cassette real quick. Pause it.
Like,
hit the cassette.
Look, it's another one of the conversation, but look, the visual is a conversation, like,
yeah.
Like, yeah, let's get this, Phil.
And everybody hit stop on the play. Like, it takes 2 to make a thing go right. Pause. And then go whip his ass. And then Jason would have got fucked up. And we're like, oh, we whooped Jason's ass. And it keeps getting up. And we just like run. It wouldn't last in those movies. It'd be funny.
Right. It'd be more funny than horrifying.
Hell yeah. The fucking Wayne's brothers would be trying to get a hold of that shit.
They're like, did you see this shit?
But it started first right here with me and Angelo on Mental Fit.
You know what's crazy too to me? Like some of those little famous videos that get famous on like YouTube and stuff, like the one little white girl Jada, and it's her and her 2 sisters, and she's like, you know, they're about to dance.
Yeah, yeah.
Music comes on, and one little girl just goes buck ass wild. She's
right.
Like, and her 2 sisters looking all mad as hell. Like this, like the middle child again. The middle child just stole the show. Like, they was like, Jada. And Jada's like, just like fucking going hard. And they're sitting there looking like, what the fuck? Like, Mom, she stole our shine again.
The middle child's always got to go harder.
You got to.
Because you got the new baby and then the first baby. And then you're just like hung out to dry.
Right. You just sitting out there on out in limbo. Like,
yeah. You got voted off the island.
Right.
You're like, what about me? You're like the wrinkled up shirt that's just sitting on the dresser that you put on once in a while. Because it smells clean. Because it smells clean enough. You don't know if it is. What? You just grab it like yeah, I'll wear this one.
Like, it ain't got no stains on it, and it smells like laundry.
Yeah, okay, I'll throw it on. I'm just hanging out at the house. I'll just put it on. I'm going to go pick up some carry out. I'll just throw it on real quick.
That shit be like that, though, sometimes. You just be like.
And that's what would happen in that scenario. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, I would like it if you guys would hit me with a like and a subscription, because we really like that.
Hit them with the like,
yeah, and turn on the notifications so you guys can catch our new every episode, you know, because you can catch me every Wednesday and Saturday. And
right cheer.
Like I said, if you guys enjoyed it, share it with some friends and family. Hit us with a like and subscription. And this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. See ya.
Doses.
Till next time, humans.